You, as a human, were built by nature to have everything that you deeply desire. Now, this might seem a little odd because no, only God can have everything they want. Well, exactly. In an essence, we all have our own dictatorship over our life. Now, this is where things are going to turn either left or right. Do you align with the ultimate capital letters truth of creation? Meaning that when you desire something sour, that you go with the thing that will feed your soul by nourishing your body with something sour. So you eat a piece of tamarind instead of eating a Skittles sour piece of candy. If you feel like, oh, well, I can just eat the sour candy because I can have whatever I want and I'll be fine. Actually, no. That's not a truth. And so I want you to take this particular, I want something sour, and I want you to take that into other areas of your life. If you believe you deserve to have love, how are you seeing love? Are you seeing love like the sour manufactured candy that is not meant to be had all the time? If ever, and I'm not saying anything against them because I have eaten those particular candies before. But when I want something sour, what was the truth that my body was asking for? It was asking for something to help balance something else out in my body. So when we go for things that are manufactured, right? Like religion, that's manufactured power. It's not actual power. When you go for things in your life like love that doesn't come from vulnerability and self-working and self-fulfillment, but it comes from this toxic bonding mess of lies and deception and domination and I'm going to get them no matter what and I'm going to have them no matter what. That's not love. But that's what you think love is. That's a manufactured thing. So a lot of people who are completely left took the concepts of all that is the truth and they turned it into this entitled, I can have whatever I want and I don't need to do anything about it. But somebody who is truly unified with their self in pure balance will say, well, the internal desire that I have wants something that is sour. And so you ask, like, what can I have that's sour that will actually fulfill my body to work properly? And then you go and you research and you find this fruit and maybe you find a leaf that you can boil up and have a cup of tea. And then when you go through the list, your body will look at one particular thing and go, that is the thing that we've been searching for. And it's going to help balance out our system because of what's been going on in the world around us. So when you truly seek the internal self, you will see the tip of the iceberg. You want something sour. Maybe you want love. Maybe you want acceptance. Maybe you want to feel better. You just literally want to feel good in your body. Or your mind just doesn't seem to calculate the steps properly. So then you go through the processes instead of being like, oh, well, somebody's going to judge me if I tell them. Maybe you go to the right person, the safe person. You go to a counselor that's not in your community if you're worried about what people are saying. Then you go and you have a conversation with them and you say, this is what's going on. And they go, oh, hey, here's an easy fix. I want you to read this thing and tell me what you think. And you go back to the session, you go, oh my goodness, I got so much clarity. I feel so much better about myself, because your human self will always show you the tip of the iceberg. It's something for you to work on. It's something for you to dive deeper into and understand. But when we as human beings feel like, okay, I've done certain amounts of work on myself, or I joined this particular group center and they've got power and now I've got power, and then you all go and bully yourself into getting the manufactured version of what you're supposed to have. That's why you're miserable. That's why many people who have billions of dollars, who have run companies, who have created great and fabulous, powerful things that have impacted this world in both positive and negative ways, are there and they're like, well, I did the most. I did more than anybody else out here. And I still can't blank. Or I still won't blank. Or this blank. That's because you only looked at the surface of the iceberg and you manufactured what the rest of the iceberg is supposed to look like, and you said, okay, I'm gonna get it. And that is what happens when people have incorrect authority, incorrect power, and incorrect mindset. This is what happens to all great things, including sex. It was made to bind and connect two souls for their life so they can build this powerful connection and get through childbearing and sleepless nights and hardships of having to get up and go to work and this whole life thing. So that you can connect and forgive and love each other and do better by each other each and every day. But the manufacturer people that decided they wanted to bully and arrange things use sex to dominate their partner and belittle and disgrace them, or lead them down paths of destruction for funds, which is also a manufactured thing, because you have to understand the true money and wealth comes from the energy of being great. When you're great, somebody's like, hey, you're a vibe. Can I support you? I love your products. Oh my goodness, I'm going to buy your products over the rest of them because your vibe is your vibe. Not because the person manipulated you. Not because the person put a whole bunch of manufactured medias with all these subconscious programming that makes you walk in that direction. No, that's manufactured stuff, not real stuff. So all the people out there, I know there are so many people that listen to my things that believe that they are all capital letters real and they are truth, because they're using the gimmicks and the tools and all of the things, and they've read the books, the scriptures, they've gone through the occults and the grimoires, and they went to the store and bought this thing and did this thing and all of these things that they've done. They're like, I checked all the boxes, so I'm correct. No, you're not. You're never correct until you sit with your most vulnerable self and you sit and go, I did that. How can I do it better next time? Or, ooh, I went through that and that hurt. And I need to find out how to get through that, because I truly want to have this type of connection. And every time I look at it, it scares me so much that I just can't actually walk towards the thing that I want. I only just settle for something other than what I really want because that's just easier, because I can control it. No, we all know that's toxic behavior. But the thing is, when you have all the check boxes in your mind, you feel like, well, it should be mine. If it's not yours, then what do you have to do? Keep going, keep working, keep understanding yourself, keep searching, keep exploring. Because once you seek, you will find. That is the nature of the universal forces that create things beyond your own imagination. If you look in a book and you see a triangle and you're like, oh, the triangle of power and, the eye and all of these things, you're wrong. You're 100% wrong. Why? Because I know all the stuff that goes underneath these things. I look at the books and I laugh. I see all of these scriptures and I laugh because it's literally the tip of the iceberg and somebody that manufactured some understandings. And they left out so many pieces of the puzzle. So if you literally look at these books and you see these things and you're like, okay, I'm going to follow the steps, you're doing it wrong. 100%. I don't care if you have the most secretest of all secret books there is out there. You've paid everything for these secret books. Until you walk through the levels of life, you will not be able to see that level. And I know this beyond all things because I, for a huge portion of my life, was confined to the logics due to some absolutely insane, unbelievable types of things that have happened to me. And when I looked at things for the logical thing, I thought I checked all the boxes and I was mad why I wasn't getting what I was getting. And because I am a person and a soul and an energy and a power and an authority that knows that there has to be the purest expression of myself. I'm not settling for anything other than 100% of what I know I'm supposed to have. Because of that, I had to find another answer other than the checklists that were given to me, because it wasn't just 1 or 2 or 3. I've gone through so many different thousands of checklists of this person saying this and that person saying this and this person's projecting that and this is going on here and this book says this and these guys say this and this is going on here. So here's the thing, until you walk through yourself, you will never know. And it's the scariest thing you will ever do. And majority of all of human beings are operating off of checklists because people sold them that they will get their soul salvation through this book that is the biggest LIE in all capital letters you will ever receive. It is literally looking at the tip of the iceberg and saying, okay, that's everything that you need to know. No. Until you understand and know yourself, until you look at yourself and see that there is so much more to experience and walk through those things, you will have the manufactured version of life. That is it. You will have the manufactured version of life until you walk through the steps yourself. And you might have had great experiences, but those great experiences are backing up your logical checklists. And this is the most dangerous place to be, is when you are so logically in tune and you are an excellent manifester and you have all the manufactured versions, you have all of the check boxes and the tick boxes and all the books, and you have the logical, yes, I am that. You will literally manifest your own manufactured reality versus the all capital letters truth. And this is why I tell you, as the God that is all things and everything in between, that worship is a capital letters lie. Because I know I'm all that I am and I'm all that I ever need to be, and my power stands for what it is, and when it grows, it grows. So if you ever want to bow down and say, oh, you are the Almighty, I forbid it. That is not God behavior. That is warlock behavior. That is insecure, manufactured lifestyle. I need other people to tell me I'm great. A true, all capital letters, God, needs nothing from no one ever. So any of your scriptures that you've read, any of your grimoires, any of your anything scrolls. You read a blog and that person says, come and pay me something. They do not know or have attunement with the all capital letters God, with the capital letters of truth that exists in all ways. I want you to look, when they tell you that you need to manifest things, what do they tell you to have? Gratitude, right? Have gratitude. Put more gratitude in your life and you will get more things. Boom. Why don't you have gratitude for me? And then maybe you'll get more insights into who you are because you're reflecting off of me. You will always, always, always be reflecting off of the outside of me. There is no one ever that has ever been given access. If someone says that they have had access to me, they have purposefully gone against the nature that is all things and used tools that were manufactured to get manufactured results. So their words are manufactured truth. It might be what they believe to be 100% true, and it might be what they have manifested into their reality, but it is not capital letters truth. Capital letters truth is the nature of all things moving as the organic magnets work with the organic natural forces of how all things are meant to operate. And when you go against the natural organic ways, you believe you're more important. So you're the person that points fingers at other people. And you're the person that says, I'm going to overtake that company just so I can dismantle it because they wouldn't sign a contract with me. That just screams insecurity. That does not scream, I have the best interest in mind for all of humanity. Look within inside of yourself, and most of you have never even looked at yourself. You have only ever seen the world through the checklists or the grimoires or the religions or the mothers or the families or anything. And I know because I've surpassed those things, not to tell you that I'm greater than you, but to tell you I have more personal power, authority. And is it a competition? No. A little iceberg is still an iceberg. A big iceberg is an iceberg. They have different values. They're gonna do different things. Nothing wrong. But if you're mad you're a little iceberg, why don't you take yourself up to the Arctic and get yourself frozen to be bigger? Like, learn. There's always a way. Learn the actual natural ways of things. And if you're frustrated why you're not getting what someone else has, and you feel like joining a group of people will get you there, you are the most insecure, powerless person there is. Own yourself. If you're a blade of grass, own the fact you're a blade of grass. Because a blade of grass then can turn into a tuft of grass, which then can learn how to transform itself into a plant. Then you own all of yourself. And one day you might be able to become as fabulous as the tallest tree out there. But if you're a blade of grass and you say, I want to be a tree, you're not owning yourself. You will never grow yourself. And if you become a part of a group, a clan, a clique, a church, a mosque, a religious sect, anything, or serve some master so that you can get a higher status, it's all a manufactured reality. You will never have any happiness or satisfaction because you will still be that small little speck that never grew, that became a part of something bigger. So you feel like sharing your power with a whole set of people is going to make you bigger? No. You're still the same. But now you have no control over yourself and no self-value and no self-will, because now you have become a part of this whole conglomerate, which now has full access to you. Wealth requires isolation. If you do not have isolation, wealth cannot find you. Because wealth can only come to you as much as you are, as big as you are. If you are a grain of sand and you join a beach, it does not make you worth anything more. But you will logically be happier at your manufactured reality by saying you're a beach. No, you're not a beach. You are a part of a beach. You are still a speck of sand. And yes, a speck of sand can transform and become something greater, because that is how all things ever became. Algae was the only life form on Earth, and that algae grew and made itself into something bigger. And then we got sharks, and then we got whales, and then we have land critters. It is the evolution of all things, including you and your soul and your human being and the power within inside of yourself. If you become a part of something bigger, then you are still small in that bigger thing, and that bigger thing will never let you be bigger than its self. It will refine you to one piece of the conglomerate. You might be a master at one thing, but you'll never be a master of yourself. So to truly be a capital letters G-O-D, you must own all of yourself. You must not have anything that anyone ever gives to you. I do not accept even compliments. I don't accept anything. I give it all back to you. If you compliment me, you should feel good about yourself, because those words are coming out of your mouth, and you should feel good about yourself for that. I literally am only myself forever. It is only me, and it will only ever be me, because I'm happy as me, as I am, in all the growth that I am. Nothing else is required. That is the true power of a capital letters G-O-D. And the more that I expand, the more that I gain authority, and the more that I have and are and hold and become. And a lot of people in power positions right now are calling themselves gods because they have come from cults, covens, communities, stickler, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but you guys ganged up together and believe you can move things because you're a force. No, you have limited yourself by letting others have access to you. You can no longer grow. You've stunted your own growth. And because you all work together as a force to come against, you believe that you are this powerful force. No, you're a group of people that came together to move against someone. Or you're a group of people that come against the system. So you make holes in it. So really, you're nothing more than you ever were before, but now you just feel better about not growing. Because now you have a greater force behind you. So I'm telling you, you took the quote unquote the easy way out. So go ahead, revel in the fact that you're a pack of bullies. Congratulations. You have become a conglomerate of people who push their ideals on other people so that you can suck the life out of them and you all can be little grains of sand on a big beach. Congratulations. You're little. But you think that you're a beach and you continue to manifest everything around you like, hey, we're a beach. No. Yeah. Both. Yeah, you are a beach. But you're not the beach. You're one grain of sand on the beach. And you'll never be bigger than that until you leave the beach. I may be bigger than your beach and I may be smaller than your beach. To me, it really does not matter because I own all of myself. I am all of myself. And anyone who comes towards me is literally just themselves speaking as their self. That's it. That's all that it's ever been. And anyone who claims that they had more than that used terrible and powerful bully techniques based upon manufactured realities to invoke their own grandiose something. I want you to know, when I invoke other people to do things, I never ask them to do what I want. I want each and every soul that exists to be themselves only. Just yourself. Just yourself. I want you to be like how I have said, I am only myself. I want you to be like that. I want you to take all the power of yourself and bring it back to you. I want you to be daring enough to say, all of the power that I have ever sent out, I bring it back to myself now. I dare you. I dare you to walk through everything you've ever said and everything you've ever done and allow yourself to be free. I dare you to buy yourself out of the contracts that have held you. I dare you to spend everything you've ever had to make yourself free. I dare you to stand up to that coven, to that cult, to that church. Yes, they're all the same. Church is not better. Everybody thinks in their mind church is better than coven. No, you're the same equal, ridiculous sands all on a beach. And maybe you don't think it's ridiculous, and that's fine because those are your words and your beliefs. But me personally, when I see all things and how people are and how they act, yeah, you might act as one, but none of you have your own mind. None of you have your own will. Is that important to you? Me? I'm deeper than the ocean. But if you ever try and get into the ocean and start scuba diving, there are people that have never made it longer than minutes because they feel the depth that I am, and they can see that they have never known something that deep and that profound and that infinite. And that is the definition of all capital letters God. I always move. I am always evolving. I will always continue to move in the direction of my most purified self. And I commit to it beyond life, beyond death, beyond greatness, beyond insanity. because all things renew themselves. I'm giving you the greatest gift in the world, and that is to seek to own your own soul. That is the truth of all capital letters G-O-D. If anyone ever tells you to give something to me or to another being, that is everything called warlock, insecure. That does not have anything named God written on it. That has desperate pick-me energy. And that is what so many of these scriptures have written in them. Because they want you to need them, like, please come, need my power. I am happy on my own. And I know that I have the higher access of all capital letters truth, because I have experiences within inside of myself that I share with those that I have seen that continually support me in a positive, valuable, uplifting manner by money, yes, by emotional support, yes, by honorable conversations, yes. Those people get those conversations. But you're on a free application right now, and you're still trying to figure out who I am. So the next step for you is to at least get on my blog and have the monthly subscription to my blog, where you get more information on how the brain needs to be adjusted. And when you pay for it, you see it. And when you don't pay for it, do you understand that when you use alternative methods to get anything, it's manufactured? Even if the truth is right in front of your face, you won't be able to see it. You won't. So when you see things after you vulnerably supported and paid someone, you will see a completely different set of words. The sentence will look completely different. I can promise you with 100%, because percent is only 100. And so that's the fullness that is true. I've experienced it myself. There's only so much that you can get from something that is not supported. So how are you supporting that person? How are you uplifting that person? So if you're talking great things about me and you're having great conversations, you will literally be able to go back and watch videos, and you will get a completely different spectrum. So those of you who have not spoken great about me, I want you to start actually thinking I'm great, and think about me in a great way, and have great conversations about, like, hey, maybe she actually knows what she's talking about. Watch how an old video that you came against, watch how that changes your life, because you're literally supporting me. I do not want worship. I am repeating, do not worship me in any context. I am here to share with all of humanity, in all beings everywhere, that to have someone who is a capital letters G-O-D, they do not require anything. I don't require anything from you, and I don't want anything from you. But if you choose to enjoy what I'm giving to the world, and you want something out of it, you have to pay for it. If you want the depths of what I'm sharing, there are different levels to pay me. And there are different levels and ways to get close to me. And that's how you can glean the greatest of all wisdom. If you go around and try and find by spiritually using different eyes on things, or you go into the dark web and you find something and you come up inside of YouTube and you can connect to something that I've uploaded but not made public, you're literally blinding yourself from the truth. So unless you find yourself valuable enough to use your actual precious resources, you will never find value in it. If you think about the things that you literally pay for, you find value in those things that you pay for, but you only find value in the money when you've done valuable things with your life. People who walk through life doing things they don't value and they don't feel good about, don't value money, and never find stability. They might have a lot. I've seen people 55, 60 something, all their bank accounts are loaded, and you can look at them in the face and they would literally give it all just to feel what they want to feel. And that's a dangerous place to be. Can you imagine spending your entire life working, padding all of your bank accounts all across international? Okay? You have done things, you have created businesses, you are a powerhouse of powerhouses. And you literally are at the point where you're like, you know what? I can't. The pressure. It's because you're in the manufactured lifestyle, not the capital letters truth life. If you did all of those same things with the capital letters truth, which might have changed the alteration of your business, you would be doing fair trade coffee instead of slavery coffee. Because yes, it still exists in this world in places that you do not know. Same thing with chocolate. Are you buying fair trade chocolate so that the farmers are getting actual proper money so they can put food on their table for their children? Or are you going to a place where big corporations have pushed these people to sell for such low rates that they can barely feed themselves and they're working themselves? So what company are you? Are you the company that said, you know what? I'm going to be fair trade and I'm going to feel good about my life. And I'm going to continue to grow and evolve myself? Or are you going to become the conglomerate that comes in and crushes communities and impoverishes entire places and uses proper resources that should be paid correctly? What kind of person are you? You have to understand that these things will affect your human psyche. They'll affect your human internal systems. And there is now no set of group that you can become a part of that will actually protect you from that. Because the forces have gone beyond these religious gods who used to have command and dominance. All of the people who have used those old gods' names, all of the corporations who stood behind those powers, they're falling. Because the truth of all of existence is coming right through those powers and disintegrating them. The capital letters truth. Be aware of what reality you are manifesting. Is it the manufactured reality based upon the surface of that iceberg? Or are you looking at the iceberg and actually seeking the all capital letters truth so that you can own yourself and have an internally fulfilling, sustaining, powerful, very powerful life?